Ireland seems like one of the smallest populations. It is a tiny population, but there are things I can do about it. So it's not exactly the end of the world. Plus I've been militarizing rather more aggressively than I usually do. So I'm hoping we'll be okay. And we're still on a fairly low mobilization. We're still on limited conscription. And there are a couple of manpower things like the Irish Scouts, which I haven't taken yet. And I've got the immigration reform super early, as well as the mechanised farming reform, both of which grow our population over time. And that was purposefully so, because I know that manpower is going to be our main problem. Send some forces to Ulster to prevent stuff. That might work. It might also give them those forces. I know in the Death or Dishonour campaign that I did with Yugoslavia, all the troops that I had in Croatia just went to Croatia. So I'm a little bit nervous about doing that. Does Ireland have a lot of factories? Yes, it has tons of factories. It is ridiculously industrialised. And you can get an absolutely ridiculous number of national focuses, which just increases that even further. Like that one, more construction speed. That one, political power gain, national unity. Political power gain, national unity. Production cost reduction on everything, on all air. Production cost on all ships. Production efficiency and factory output. Factory repair. Monthly population and supply consumption. Even more construction speed on civilian and military. So, yeah. Ireland is super industrial. And if I ever get the opportunity to get rid of Owen, will be even more so, because I really want Richard Mulcahy in charge. Oh, I can't replace the head of government. Because he's so entrenched now, I guess. Well, bugger. Murder in Ulster, a local party secretary for Fine Gael, Sinead O'Connell. Why does that name ring a bell? Was found dead this morning on the coast of Whitby, only miles from the regional capital. Her body was obviously taken some distance from the site of the murder itself. A letter claiming responsibility arrived from the Gardaí headquarters in Belfast, sent allegedly by the Ulster Volunteer Force. The murder appears to have been an act of retaliation for the government's recent decision to ban an attempted unionist protest march. News of the murder has spread like wildfire across the nation, and the populace are shocked. This is horrible. Something must be done about Ulster. We'll enable the status of Ulster focus tree. Alright, so we're going to be doing that after we've got the industrial capital done. Ireland's a great country for research. It's not bad for research, it's mostly just pure industrial output, Ireland. You can just make a lot of stuff. And I kind of foresee the problem that we're going to have being resource production. Raw materials. Prepare for the Civil War. That's what I've been doing since basically the start of the game. Hence I've been quite dramatically increasing the numbers of soldiers in my army. Yeah, I do imagine that's how the Civil War starts too. Oh, you actually beat Cyprus. Well done. That happens far too often where they don't. It's a one province minor, because Cyprus is split in two and you get a free militiaman in the part of Cyprus you actually control. Okay, we've established the financial and industrial capital. So let's start working on the status of Ulster. Since Ireland gained her freedom, the status of Ulster has loomed over the rest of the nation like a spectre. The unionist majority in the region have felt increasingly alienated by the government's policies, and tensions have been rising steadily in recent times. People are calling for serious action on the Ulster question. The government is ready to take whatever actions are necessary to resolve it. Promote Dublin. Our rapid industrialisation, economic reforms have created an attractive environment for foreign business. If we play our cards right and offer substantial subsidies, we can attract foreign powers to establish businesses in Dublin, turning it into a new centre of trade situated in the advantageous Atlantic. With London having fallen to the syndicalists, now is our chance to pick up the slack and make it work for us. We need to decide how much funds we'd like to commit to our project. The larger an investment, the wider our international reach will be, but as always, the spectre of debt lurks over us. Limit our reach to the obvious suspects in Europe, reach across the Atlantic as well, or spread the message loud and spread it wide. Dublin is open for foreign business. Like I said, I'm happy to spend the political power to build up the strength of Ireland. That's why we have so many bonuses, is because I've been spending quite a lot. Spain might be slightly winning. Slightly, yeah. They're holding Madrid, at least. That's the main thing for them. And yeah, Germany is falling hard. Oh, Germany. Why you do this? Why you do this? Let's garrison those areas. Just the important spots. What did Austria do? It looks like it's petitioned again. It probably released Hungary as a puppet. Yep. Didn't want to form Austria-Hungary then, apparently. United Communes of Brazil declared war on integralist Brazil, so Brazil went integralist. And we have the next tank, which is, I think, the 36 tank. It's not yet 39, so we can't get the medium tank yet. We should, however, get the improved machine tools, because we still don't have that. We also need to get tier 2 weapons. We're building a lot of destroyers. We're going to have a very strong destroyer fleet. We need some bigger ships, though. Baratia took out Nepal. That usually takes them a while, so well done on taking that so easily. I could send guns to Germany as well. Just because I can doesn't necessarily mean I will. Nah. We'll save it for the Irish Republican Guard. Computing machine, developing a theoretical blah 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 blah. We could get those, I don't think we necessarily need to. What was it saying that I was just needing to get? We need to get the... Oh no, that's a 39 tech. Okay, less important. Okay, it's 2 39 techs. We don't have motorized yet for field hospitals, which we will need. So let's work on motorized. I feel like I've just forgotten something obvious. Status of Ulster. Good. Alright, so this time, having looked at this very briefly, we can repress the Unionists, which seems to just give us free troops and political power. It seems much more short-term. Well, the negotiate with the Unionists seems to be more of a long-term thing. Reduces the Unionist tensions. It doesn't reduce their strength in case a civil war actually happens. But the end one is more infrastructure, and which we already have, and more factories, which would be nice. That's just 5 additional units of soldiers. Nah, we're going to go and try and negotiate. In 1798, one of Wolfe's Tone's goals was to unite Catholic, Protestant and dissenter in an Irish identity, yet the British have sent Irishmen against Irishmen in the name of religion, and tensions still continue. Negotiations must be continued to ensure that all feel included in Irish state and identity. Motorized are... No, they're just trucks that carry troops. Motorized, yeah, they're just trucks. APCs would be mechanized. So if we look at the... this one. So you can see that's just a truck. Once we get to the mechanized, which is these 3, then they are armoured personnel carriers. Or the forerunners thereof. Ships, that's what I was going to research. Alright, we'll wait for the motorized, because getting field hospitals is going to be important. And we need to start producing motorized as soon as we can in order to get those field hospitals to preserve manpower. Our attempt at flirting with German business has sadly been a failure due to the fact that they are presently at war. They feel unable to engage in any new investments at this time. Damn it, it's too late. Today in Belfast, the Bank of Ireland was robbed by a masked gunman believed to be Unionist dissidents. The Gardaí are searching for them as we speak, but they are most likely taking refuge and being shielded within the Unionist community. Disgruntled populace in Ulster. For some time now there has been slow but steady growing unrest in the northern region of Ireland, Ulster. Stirred up by predominantly Protestant Unionists who advocate for closer ties with England, Ulster has become something of a problem region for the Dáil. If the situation is not handled carefully, the issues that divide the region are sure to grow more incendiary. Yeah, I know France is winning. France is winning because Germany was an idiot and went to war with Russia as well. I mean, it's bad enough when Germany fights Germany and England. In fact, has Britain joined that war? Yeah, Britain did join. Which is a good thing for me, because it means that there's probably an exodus of British troops right now. And it also means that the German Navy will have been beating up the British Navy. Although, not enough. Not yet. Do we have a navy captain? Oh, we do. A pretty decent one, actually. Good. The Spanish reply. Did it way too late. Way too late. So really that's one of the first things you want to do, even probably before the manpower. The Entente's at war with the Syndicalists. That unfortunately makes it more likely that Portugal will join the Entente if we declare war on them. Disappointed! Italians. Aha! The Italians replied. Our attempt at flirting with Italian businesses has been a success. The shipbuilding company Condottiere Ansaldo has announced the construction of a new Dublin subsidiary. Dublin continues to expand and our populace will undoubtedly be glad for it. Another navy thingy, which probably means I can build another navy thingy. Nope, we're already building all the navy thingies that we can. Never mind. Hungary released Transylvania, so they did. So Russia's not going to. Japan probably will. Ottomans might. French Republic won't. None of the Spanish will. Germany won't. USA won't. Canada now won't. Oh, fuck's sake. About 6 months too late. Hey, gaming at night. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Oh well. The Dutch reply. Aha! Leinster got a free airbase. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines have announced the construction of a new Dublin subsidiary. Good. Better help France get back their land. Yeah, I'll probably have to. Except that's the Entente. That's helping like the arch nemesis. Because indirectly I'll then be helping Britain take Britain back. And Britain shouldn't be British, it should be Irish. It's our turn. What's new in Kaiserreich? Well, it's been updated to Death of Dishonor, which means you get to use the fancy new air UI. America replies. Blast. And Austria's got their focus tree updated. Socialist Italy has got a focus tree now. United Provinces in South America, do they even exist? Yeah, these guys have got a focus tree now. And a couple of new events for a couple of new countries, including Ireland. I think those are the main things. Like the big China update hasn't happened yet. This was mostly a compatibility upgrade for Death of Dishonor. Go it alone at this stage, or try and join the Russians. No, American Civil War is very much raging still. That production is going really slowly. That I do not approve of. 6 months. 6 sodding months. Okay, so tip. If you play as Ireland, get this focus as early as you bloody well can. Just straight up this tree. And you get a lot of free stuff. You basically have to do it before any of the big nations go to war. How long till I get the 4th or 5th research? That is a good question. I'll check in a minute. Recognise the Ulster Scots. The first step to making the Unionists feel welcome would be to recognise their Scots dialect. Ulster Scots as an official language alongside Irish and English. This would show that we are willing to negotiate and compromise in good faith. Yeah, it slows down quite a lot, especially once the big wars kick off. Right. Research. Giant green leap forwards once I've got all of these. Yeah, it requires all 5 of these end things. So we're a long way away yet. Attempt of flirting with the Union of Britain business has sadly been a failure due to the fact they are presently at war. I show the Austrian focus tree. I can. Flanders, Wallonia has capitulated. There you go. Russia took Middle... You took Middle Africa? That means that Germany has nowhere to run to. And Russia has an empire. Russia is an empire. Russia has an empire. Russia is strong. When Russia fights the Syndicalists, that's going to be an interesting showdown. Because now you have the African resources. And Germany has nowhere to run to. Did you take Vietnam? No. So Germany will run to Vietnam once Germany falls, rather than Middle Africa. But the world being at war is a good thing for our population growth, because I think that's going to increase immigration as everyone tries to escape the conflict. Commune. We don't need them anyway. Bloody communes. Alright, I really want to get better ships. I think I need to continue getting the doctrine. Actually, once we have the machine tools, we can switch, except then it will be a 1939, which is another industrial time, isn't it? Pretty sure it's 39, then 41. Yep. 3 slots is not enough, turns out. Wow, this really has slowed down. Sweden. You're at war? You're not at war. You just didn't want to. Cheeky bastards. Gandhi takes power in the Bharatiya Commune, so I probably should have read that event. With Sweden. See what their excuses were. You've split them between Flanders and Wallonia. The Flemish Communal Republic and the Wallonian Communal Republic. Huh. Didn't even know that was a thing. But do they have a focus tree? No. I found a nation without a focus tree. When am I going to finish the stream tonight? That is a good question. Because I don't usually stream this late on a Thursday, but I did start late. In fact, I started when it would usually end on a Thursday. What's tomorrow? Friday. Do I need to do any rendering? I do. Probably about 3 AM, so 2 hours-ish from now. Yeah, we'll aim for about 3. I think that'll do. Mysore State declared war on the Princely Federation, and we'll continue the island playthrough on Saturday, I think. So we'll have the multiplayer game 3 PM, and then after that, Austria's at war. Austria's at war? Austria's at war. Austria's at war with the Syndicalists. You joined Middle Africa. That's why their advances slowed down, probably. What time zone's the schedule run off? UK. British summertime. Okay, so we're getting a pretty good amount of guns. Do I want to start sending them to Germany, though? How close is Germany to capitulation? They're not fighting Russia anymore. They have pieced the Russians out. Halfway. But all the forces that... wait, what? Oh, you're still fighting the German puppets. No, you are still fighting Germany. How did you get Middle Africa then? In that case, no, Germany's doomed. I'm not going to send them stuff because it would just be a waste. General Hand Grenade, thank you very much for the follow. Harry Gaming Lad, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Cool. Right, so we got one more civilian factory done. Excellent. Construction continues. Would I be able to get war economy? No, I have to be at war for that one. That makes sense. That does make sense. And I don't have 15 divisions yet, so I can't send volunteers either. And that would cost having more soldiers. Although what I could do is just create 3 divisions with like 1 company in them. Because that still counts as a division. Amused Chinchilla, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Alright, this is really slowed down. It is December 38. Come on. I mean, I understand the entire world is at war at this stage, but come on. Come on. Ooh, naval battle going on. Can't see it though. Lots of naval battles going on. Is this finally the showdown between the German Navy and the British Navy? I think it is. And the Entente is at war with the communes as well. So the Entente navies, which are big, will also be making a bit of a mess of the commune fleets. Okay, I'm going to take a 10-minute break because I am sweating horrifically and I need to go and open some windows and stuff. So I will reconvene this stream in, we'll call it 12 minutes. We'll start again at 1:30 and then we'll go on for another hour and a half or thereabouts. So I will be back in roughly 10 minutes or so. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back.